Good evening and welcome to Ville News. I'm your host, Jaylen Hodge, along with Mundok, here to give you the latest campus, local, and national headlines. Stay tuned because Ville News starts now.
A Lancaster taxi driver has been sentenced in a sexual assault case from 2018. The Lancaster County District Attorney's Office announces that Jesus Rosario will spend up to 10 years in prison after being found guilty on charges of sexual assault in September, following a 3-day trial and 7 hours of jury deliberation. Rosario was working as a taxi driver when he picked up a woman to return her to her apartment in Upper Leacock Township. After walking the woman into her home to help her carry her belongings, Rosario assaulted her at around 3 a.m. Charging documents state that both audio and video recording made it clear to investigators that the woman was an unwilling participant and he entered the home uninvited. Rosario was given a 5 to 10-year prison sentence by Judge Thomas Bonangle after remaining free for over 3 years.
Police are currently investigating a deadly crash in York County. According to Northern York Regional Police, the single vehicle crash occurred around 3 a.m. on Tuesday on Blooming Grove Road in Manheim Township. The black 2021 Ford F-250 pickup truck was traveling west when it went off the roadway, striking a guide rail and utility pole before rolling down an embankment before coming to a stop. The 51-year-old man was trapped inside the vehicle before being extracted and flown to York Hospital, where he later died from his injuries. Sean Fix was the only occupant of the vehicle, and the crash remains under investigation by the Northern York Regional Police Department. When we get back, News 99 will be giving you the latest news and weather updates. Ryan, what can we expect for the weather?
Jaylen, we're expecting a pretty nice night tonight, but as we head into later tonight, going into tomorrow, we are expecting some increasing clouds and also a cold front that will be sweeping through the lower Susquehanna Valley. What that cold front will do for us, I have the full forecast coming up here in just a bit. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Ville News. Jaylen, I don't know about you, but I am ready for the warm weather, and it sounds like we might have some this weekend.
I'm really hoping so now we'll go to Ryan for the local weather.
Yeah, Jaylen, we were looking at a pretty nice day today, but as we head into the next few days here coming up, checking out our 3-day outlook. Our 3-day outlook, we are looking at 62 degrees for Thursday during the day, 48 degrees for Thursday night's lows, and looking at Friday, 52 degrees for a high, 22 degrees for Friday night, so we drop down into the 20s Friday night. And checking out our 7-day outlook really quick here, we are looking at Saturday and Sunday, setting up for a very nice weekend, and looking at the beginning of our work week, Monday and Tuesday, looking pretty promising. Back to you at the desk.
Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf has announced that he hopes to close the digital divide created by the COVID-19 pandemic with the creation of the Pennsylvania Broadband Authority. Lower-income students and workers across the state have spent the last 2 years of the pandemic struggling with unreliable internet access as they attempt to work remotely. At least 500,000 PA residents are currently living without broadband, which provides high-speed internet connection that is needed for remote conferencing, learning, and general communication. Wolf's new organization will coordinate a $100 million statewide broadband rollout that will work to close the divide to ensure equal opportunities. The money comes from Pennsylvania's cut of the infrastructure bill signed by President Joe Biden last November. The remainder of the money will be used to fund bridge repairs, public transportation updates, and clean drinking water projects.
Pennsylvania's COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations are on the decline. 2,400 cases were reported in the state on Tuesday, marking the lowest levels we've seen in the past 6 months. Hospital numbers are also decreasing, as there were over 500 patients spread across the WellSpan health system a month ago, but the number has quickly been cut in half. Non-essential surgeries that have been paused are expected to be back in full operations at the beginning of next week, but doctors are closely monitoring the possibility of another potential variant. According to Dr. Anthony Aquiliana from WellSpan Health, quote, "The concern is the COVID virus does change quickly. We're on our third major variant. There could be more. There is nothing to say that Omicron is the last variant, end quote. But doctors hope that the numbers will continue to decline as they are cautiously optimistic about having a COVID-free or COVID-limited spring and summer.
Families of victims from the tragic 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting have reached a $73 million settlement with Remington Arms, the rifle manufacturer who produced the AR-15 that left 20 students and 6 adults dead. This settlement was in a response to a lawsuit initiated in 2014 by families of victims as they accused Remington of being partially responsible for the shooting. This case marks the first time that a gun manufacturer has faced liability for a mass shooting, and the families hope that it can help prevent another Sandy Hook from happening. Lenny Posner and Veronica De La Rosa, who lost their son in the shooting, stated, quote, "Our loss is irreversible in the sense this outcome is neither redemptive nor restorative. However, the resolution does provide a measure of accountability in an industry that has thus far operated with impunity," end quote. Federal laws in place in the United States protect gun manufacturers from wrongful death lawsuits. However, the families accused Remington of using marketing tactics to appeal to at-risk boys. This exception in the law led Remington to pay the $73 million instead of risking trial.
Tensions are still running high at the Ukraine borders as Russian troops continue to pose the threat of invasion. Tuesday, February 15th, Russia's President Vladimir Putin made a bold statement announcing that some Russian troops would be heading back to their base after completing drills. He stated that at the moment, Moscow's security is his priority. However, he is still open to negotiations about Ukraine. The United States and NATO are watching closely, waiting to see any movement from the Russian troops. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken stated, quote, "Unfortunately, there's a difference between what Russia says and what it does, and what we're seeing is no meaningful pullback," end quote. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg added that NATO is ready to find a diplomatic way forward if possible, and that they are not a threat to Russia. President Biden is scheduled to meet with German Chancellor Scholz on February 16th, following Chancellor Scholz's meeting with Putin the previous day. European leaders are planning to meet on Thursday to discuss further actions as the rest of the world waits to see what Russia's next move is. When we come back, we'll turn to Ryan Argenti with more updates on local weather and Ruby Mundok with the latest on-campus sports.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Ville News. I am student meteorologist Ryan Argenti here with your latest weather forecast issued for February 16th, 2022. And taking a live look over, or just earlier in Lancaster City today, we saw baby blue skies here. The sun was just setting right over the horizon, and we were spoiled with a pretty decent day today. And right now, our temperatures are hitting right around 46 and 50 degrees, mostly sunny conditions, and we're looking at pretty breezy conditions as well that will be coming into the Susquehanna Valley. Looking at tonight, temperatures will be going into the lower 40s, 40 to 44 degrees, increasing clouds, and it's rather mild for this time of year for overnight lows for February. And taking a look at tomorrow or Thursday, we're looking at 60 to 64 degrees. So speaking of mild temperatures, 60 to 64, that's fairly mild for February right now, and we don't usually see that until we head later into March. But we will be seeing mostly cloudy conditions and fairly warm conditions like you see right here. As we head into Thursday night, though, we do start to see a cold front that will move into the region. And Thursday night will be giving us some cloudy conditions, also a couple passing showers along with that cold front, with lows going into the upper 40s and lower 50s potentially. And looking at Friday we're looking at partly sunny conditions, very windy for Friday, with temperatures going right around 50 to 54 degrees. Actually, I might actually expect there to be some sporadic electric outages with the wind speeds that we're expecting for Friday. So I'm talking like maybe sustained gusts of 35 to 40 or 45 miles per hour. That's pretty high for during the day. So I would make sure you pack your windbreaker, whatever you guys got, a hat, gloves. Make sure you prepare for Friday, and also prepared for some potential electric outages as well. But as we check out the radar right now, currently, lower Susquehanna Valley, not seeing a thing on radar. Maybe a couple spots of precipitation just over Lake Erie right now, but other than that, we're looking at some really nice conditions right now. And taking a look at our future cast, model guidance says the same thing right now, looking at really nice conditions. Those winds are going to start to pick up as we head into tonight. And as we go into Thursday, or Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, we do see this cold front right here that's stretching across the country here, making its way from the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic, and that will be giving us some showers. But that will quickly move off as we head into the rest of the day Friday, going into the rest of this weekend. And with that high pressure just centered right over the Ohio Valley, it's in close enough proximity where it will be giving us some clearing conditions and also very nice seasonable conditions. Still a little cold, still a little chilly here and there, but other than that, we are looking at some pretty nice conditions for this weekend and also going into the beginning of next week. But checking out the 3-day outlook, 48 degrees was our high today for Wednesday, 42 degrees for tonight's lows. Thursday, looking at mostly cloudy conditions, 62 degrees and also 48 degrees for Thursday night's lows. And checking out Friday, we're looking at some clouds and sun along with those really breezy conditions, and 52 degrees for Friday's highs and 22 degrees for Friday night's lows. And checking out our 7-day forecast here, looking at Saturday and Sunday this weekend, setting up to be a really nice weekend like I was saying. 44 degrees for Saturday during the day, 18 degrees for Saturday night's lows. Sunday, sunny skies, 46 degrees for a high, 30 degrees for a low, and Monday and Tuesday, 62 and 56 degrees. And so this weather broadcast has been brought to you by the Millersville University Campus Weather Service. Visit us at millersville.edu/weather center for your latest weather updates. And back to Jaylen at the desk.
Thanks, Ryan. So now, Ruby, give me the scoop. What's happening with Marauder Sports?
Well, Jaylen, we're in the midst of a wild winter sports season here at Millersville University as teams wrap up their seasons and prepare for the PSAC tournament. Women's basketball fell short on Monday night against PSAC opponent and number 21 ranked Kutztown University with a final score of 46-65. The Marauders started strong, up 5 points early in the game, but the Golden Bears took over shortly after and kept the lead for the remainder of the matchup. Head coach Georgea Hall stated, quote, "Tonight we weren't as aggressive as we were the first time we matched up with Kutztown. It's been a tough season for us, playing 3 games in a week. However, we will have time to regroup and focus in on Shepherd in our final stretch of games," end quote. The women will head to Shepherd University to take on the top-ranked offensive team on Wednesday. Men's basketball won an exciting overtime game against Mansfield with a final score of 107-106, extending their record to 21-4. Jaden Faulkner led the team, recording 33 points and 13 assists and earning the title of PSAC East Athlete of the Week. Hot on a 12-game winning streak, the Marauders put up 107 points for the first time in team history since 2017. The Marauders are ranked number 1 in PSAC East and head to Shepherd University on Wednesday, hoping to increase their streak to 13 straight wins.
And that's all we have for this week for Ville News. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for the newest local, state, and national headlines.